He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my review for 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, episode 10 for season 2. I think it was the season finale. I know next week is like the whole little live show with people on there. Well, not live, but it's a show when they all talk to you after the fact. So let's get through this. It is 4:53 in the morning. I subscribe, okay? Hey J Birds, all that good stuff. I will be live on my YouTube this Friday. It will be a special live Friday 10 p.m. So make sure to tune in. And let's get started. So Marta, I don't know why they even added Marta on here. I don't know why they brought her on like the last, I think, 3 episodes. You know, she was supposed to go to Algeria to see the dude Deja, and she didn't go. We see that, you know, one, he stopped calling, or he stopped responding to her, and he did not send the letter of invitation, so she cannot get her visa, and so she canceled the trip. And I'm like, okay, and who cares? The mom, like, I told you, whatever. But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, I just felt like he couldn't, you know, he was playing me, you know, whatever. And I'm like, you know, he did not want to bring the American stripper who's a Christian to his Muslim country. Like, I feel like he realized we can't be together. She's a whole stripper. She's a Christian. You are things that does not even align in what he has. And the fact that you did not realize that shows you're a bit of an idiot. You know, she brings up how her kids will be upset. Why? They didn't know that man. Like, how can people be upset over a figment of your imagination? Doesn't make any sense. She is crazy. And I felt like she had enough to do. And so she said, I'm going to come on here and I know it's going to work out. So, you know, that's all it was with them. Ricky and Hermina. You know, Ricky and Hermina are now engaged. She's happy. You know, he's also very, very happy that they're engaged. You know, he's saying how when he gets back to the States, he wants to immediately start the process of filling out paperwork to get her to come over to the U.S. to the U.S. And then we see that part, right? We see him saying that part. And then it's like, you know, 5 hours later. And we see how they're saying that Hermina got a text from Ricky's ex-girlfriend, or his ex. I think it's his ex-wife. One of the two. I think either ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. And the text is telling her that the ex texted Hermina, telling Hermina that Ricky told her that he was not serious about Hermina, which pissed Hermina off. Okay, so she goes to read, like, you know what I'm saying, did you do this? Did you say this to her? Did you tell her that, you know, we weren't serious? And then, you know, I'm like, oh, so he up front having conversations. So he says, yes, I did lie to her because, you know, if I didn't do that, she would get upset and sad, and she would then try to keep my daughter away from me. So I told her that we were not serious because it just kind of alleviates her getting upset. I'm like, this whole baby daddy, baby mama drama. Crazy. So, you know, he like, when she gets upset, she keeps my daughter from me. So that's the reason why I didn't want to tell her what was going on just yet. My question was, how the fuck did she get her number? How was his ex even able to text her? Like, I never get that. I've never had a woman call my phone. I haven't. Because my thing is, who gave her the number? I forced an ex one time to give me his baby mama phone number, and I told that girl, I said, you should be happy that I love your children, and that when they're with us, that I treat them with nothing but love, honor, and respect, and I put them on clean clothes and cook food. I checked her. Like, bitch, you should be happy. You know how many people be with dudes and say, fuck them kids? Girl, bye. Anyway, but he gave me her number and I called her and took her ass. Ain't no dude I ever messed with. Ain't nan nigga I ever messed with gave a girl my number. I'm like, my question to Rhea women, how did she get my number? How did that happen? Anyway, he then tells her it's a very complicated situation, you know what I'm saying? Because their divorce isn't final. So because the divorce isn't final, they're still going through legal shit between them as husband and wife, or about to be ex-husband and ex-wife, and also the kid. So he's like, I'm trying to keep things, calm and not kind of piss her off while we're still going this whole back and forth thing in court. And then she's like, you know what, you need to show me you're not lying, so you need to show me that, I should trust into you. And then she brings about this the last time that she's going to be understanding. I'm looking like, Ricky's, Ricky been telling half truths this whole season. He can't be trusted. He lied to production. He went to the one country to meet a girl where he had 2 girls there. 2 girls in Colombia. 2. So you can tell that he got more shit up his sleeve. Anyway, but she kind of like, okay, cool. So we then see like now they're about to leave, okay? And he tells her on the cab ride to the airport how she needs to be sure to go to the consulate to get information on getting a visa. And she like, well, it doesn't matter because I can't get a visa until you're legally divorced. He said, yeah, but I want you to make sure that you have all the information so that I know what we have to go through once that happens. I want us to have the information. And then she brings up how as long as he's serious with me and shows me he's serious, our love is worth fighting for, and I'll do that. And then he like, he feel the same way. And they kiss, goodbye. Okay. He goes his way, she goes hers. We see Tariq and Hazel, and they are engaged. She's saying she's happy, he's saying he's happy, and they're going to meet up with his brother who's still in town in the country to tell him that they're engaged. He brings up how his family's very, very close or whatever, but he also does not want to, have his brother fucking up shit. So when they go to the brother they're engaged, he's like, oh, wow, that's like a cha-ching, he got her a fat rock. I'm like, that ring wasn't that big for one. And a little cha-ching, okay, I get that or whatever. And he like, they've been gone for a few days and they come back and now they engaged. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, she got a whole ring for my brother. I'm like, well, if you say so. So, but he then says like, I'm going to accept them being together because it's my brother and I don't want that to kind of, have us have issues or whatnot. So, it is what it is. And I have to let my brother learn himself. It's a bunch of bullshit that he'll have to see himself later that it's a bunch of bullshit. So that whole thing happened. Now he's leaving the following day, and so they're in their little hotel room or whatever, and she's helping them pack. And as she's helping them pack, and he's just so happy with how she knows how to fold clothes. I'm like, was she a professional folder? Anyway, you know what they are? Let me stop. She has a whole secret. So she's talking to the producers and she's saying how when he leaves, she'll be homeless. And I'm like, how did she become homeless? Like, what the fuck? So, she's like, and he doesn't know, so I have to kind of tell him. And so she's all kind of sad. So she tells him how, her niece's house is very, very crowded now. And there's no longer any room for her. And so, when you leave here, I'll be homeless, but I'm going to figure out something. I'll figure out something and I'll get myself an apartment. You know what I'm saying? But I can't go back there to live. And, I have nowhere else to live. And so he's like, what? Mike, he's like, it's always one thing. I'm always getting hit with these things, like one after the other. And then he's like, you know what? The last thing I want to do is be worried about you when I leave. You know what I'm saying? You my family now, you my fiance, and I can't just leave you all destitute. Because she's saying, you know what I'm saying, don't worry about it. I'll look for a place and I'll find a place. Like, don't worry about it. And he's like, no, Like, I'm gonna find you a place tonight. Like, it's gonna, it's gonna happen today, bitch. Today. So they're like looking through. I'm like, how he found the wherever they are ass or apartments is beyond me. But he did. And then he tells her, well, see, this is the girl right here. This place here is available. So, when we leave the airport, you come back here, you're gonna stay here. Okay, you're gonna stay here. So he didn't pay for this girl to live there because he does not want to worry about her being homeless. I'm looking like, but she's a fiance. At the end of the day, he did what a fiance is supposed to do, truth be told. And then when they're sitting there talking, he says, I can feel like she's embarrassed. So I don't want to push the issue and have drama because she seems wholeheartedly embarrassed that she don't have no money and she has nowhere to live. And where she was living, she can't go back to because she's been here with me, for these 2 weeks I've been here and whatnot. So I guess if you snooze, you lose. I guess, if you lose your space, you lose your space. Anyway, so, he then tells her how, he's sad to leave her because she is his family too. So at the airport or whatever, crying and hugging and crying or whatever. She crying, I love you. I don't want you to leave. And saying, I'm like, they bring up how they have not had sex yet. He has not got no coochie. And then he does say that, that they didn't do it this time, but when he comes back, they'll do it then. And I'm like, Lord Jesus. So, she was like, I mean, I ain't fucking you, bro. I feel like I don't know. I told y'all, ain't being engaged to a man if I ain't test drove him yet, and he ain't test drove me. I'm gonna marry you because I need to know the sex ain't whack. Okay. Anyway, so, she seems sad that he's leaving. But I'm like, is she sad because he's a meal ticket? Who knows? Anyway, he says, I feel like I'm abandoning her because of her situation, but at least I got her settled. And then he tells her that, like, as soon as I get back to America, like, I'm going to instantly start working on getting paperwork to get you to America. I want you in America with me. And then, I won't be good until she's home with me. Like, I have to have her here. And then she's in a camera crying, like, I miss you. I love you. I'll wait for you. I'm looking like she is a scammer. Oh, she's a scammer. That man got her a whole place to live. Okay, a whole place to live. She's going to pawn that ring, have a little party. Party. Let's all get wasted. Jon and Rachel. I feel like most of the stuff between Jon and Rachel doesn't matter simply because we see them get married. She's still upset about him inviting that girl, the conversation between the ex or whatever. But I feel like you haven't called the wedding off, you haven't left. Get over it. Because if it's such a big issue, you shouldn't marry him. If you're gonna marry him, then you need to get over it. You need to be like, all right, it pissed me off, but I'm over it. It is what it is. So we do see them wedding ring shopping, and he's making a big issue. Like, he's asking the ring dude, like, do you have a lot of guys that come here to get rings? He said, yeah, just as many guys as there's girls. Because when you get married, both people need a ring. It was the funniest, weirdest thing. And then, he's like, is it common for men to wear rings? Like, because he's like, I don't wear jewelry. I don't want to wear it because I think it may feel funny on my finger. Because I don't wear jewelry. And then she's like, your ring is what validates. It's like when I'm not here, you have that ring. I'm like, girl, a ring won't stop no man from fucking somebody. They'll take the ring off, have sex, and put it back on, or just wear it during. Who knows? Anyway, he's just like, I'm just gonna feel weird. And I'm like, bruh, it's okay. It's just it. But again, a ring won't stop someone from cheating at all. Never. But he says, I may hate it. I may hate wearing a ring for the next 50 years or so. But if Rachel wants me to do it, I'm gonna do it for her. Okay, cool. So, but the wedding ring shop man said he don't want to wear a ring because he don't want people to know he's married. It's very, very true. So, at this point in time, they're talking. And then Jon, like, I have to tell you something. So, to get the time off to, have the wedding, I had to quit my job. I had to quit my work. in order to do this. She's like, say what now? He's like, yeah, I had to quit. She's like, but we both live paycheck to paycheck. Like, we literally live paycheck to paycheck. Are you going to find another job? And he says, well, yeah, I am. He's like, I will. He's like, but I'm also in debt. And, a part of my debt was being taken out of my pay. I owe student loans. He owed $50,000 American. He said like 30,000 pounds, which is the equivalent to $50,000. 50 grand? 50 grand on student loans. He just quit his job. He then brings up how it's okay because I make 700 pounds. I don't know how much that is. So I make 700 pounds a month renting out the rooms at our house. Because remember, he lives with his mom in that big ass house. And so they rent the rooms and he makes $700. He then say that will cover Lucy's daycare. So I can still pay for Lucy's daycare. I'm looking like, he's been an asshole because he ain't got no money to quit his job. But he's still saying like I can still afford to do that for the daughter that I call my own. I'm like, it's kind of cool, but still. She's like, this is devastating. Like, to know that he's in debt. Like, we need money to spend to get his visa. I can't even think about having to help him pay off this $50,000 debt. Girl, bye. So at this point in time, they like walking up and down the street and like they're kind of snapping at each other. It's because he ain't got no damn job, okay? It's what happens when your man don't have no fucking income. You get pissed the fuck off. So they then go to like their little pre-wedding dinner. It was weird because when they walked in, like no one like walked up and embraced them. It was very like, stranger meet stranger. Like it was like stranger danger. Like, I don't want you close to me because you're stranger danger. But it was his family and friends. So, I was like, bitch, it's a shadow. But it's not. It's been there. I was tripping, though. Like, wholeheartedly tripping. So, we then, I was like, bitch, no. See, watching too much manifest. Anyway, they after the wedding dinner or whatever. And it's with his family, his friends. The ex-girlfriend who we kind of ran into, she isn't coming. She ain't coming. She didn't come. She didn't come there, but you can see her thinking someone was the girl because she's still like, I know his type or whatever, and it's not me. And they keep showing this other girl, and he says, oh, this is my cousin so and so. So I'm like, see, girl, word for nothing. And then we see how they're talking to him. I'm talking to her, and like an older white woman, I'm gonna say it's his aunt or something like that, says, he's truly happy with you. Like, he looks completely different. He looks very happy. He's usually been, just all over the place. He's so focused with you. Like, it's completely different with you. And she finally gets like, okay, he is happy with me, so I have to accept that, what I'm saying? People are seeing a change in him or whatever. So we then see it's the wedding day. And because it's the wedding day, this is the second time she's been in England and she's marrying him, but whatever. And even with his criminal background, he don't have a job. He doesn't have his own home. He is 50 grand in debt, and he can't come to America. And none of her family can make it to the wedding. She's marrying him anyway. Yep. We see how only John's mom and sister is at the wedding or whatever. It was like on like in a great area. Like the view was amazing. However, it was still just the mom and the sister there. And then he arranged it so like her father, grandmother, and like family could be like on the phone to see the wedding. Which of course, when she saw that, she cried. She walked up, she looked great. The baby was all crying a little bit. And they got married. It was that simple. They got married. The location was absolutely like they got married. They put down a little blanket or whatnot and sat on like the little edge of the thing, like the little edge of the grassy meadow, and looked over. It was beautiful. absolutely beautiful. I'm like, okay. And now she's a whole wife. Oh, 3 more. Oh Lord Jesus. Paul and Karine. Paul is still sad, because Karine's in the hospital because she had a whole miscarriage. So he's staying at a hotel near the hospital while she's there because supposedly only like a woman can be there. So only her mom can be there with her. So he's at the house. But they're on the phone talking. But of course, they don't speak the same language, so they don't really understand each other because Google Translate, I guess, does not work over the phone. So I'm like, it's kind of crazy. And I'm wondering the whole time, like, how he in a hotel with no bed sheets? Like, the bed had no fitted sheets on. I'm like, that's the strangest thing ever. No fitted sheets. How does that happen? So it was like a crack house. He was in a hotel crack house. I just don't know. Anyway, she's released from the from the hospital the following day. She was dressed real fancy. She was dressed really, really fancy when she came home. And for Paul, Karine then says how she's happy that Paul is there and supporting her. Like, for her, she's very happy about that. He came and like brought her home, had flowers. He's like, I have the air conditioner on, so it's very cold in there. Some people like I like a cold. Okay, I do too. Like, I will sleep with my air conditioner on just so that my whole house is cold, like at a good even like 69 at all times. Anyway, so he had the air conditioner on. He got some flowers, all these things to make her feel better. And then he even brought her like all her stuffed animals, which again made her feel better. And they were talking in the Google Translate because now they're both in bed or whatever. And then he like, I have to tell her something that I know she's not going to like. And then he has to tell her like he don't have no more money left, and so he has to go back to the U.S. He says, I don't want to leave because she's like, I don't want him to leave because I feel lonely without you and without the baby. I'm like, girl, let that man leave. Okay, he don't have no money. Okay, he brings up how he spent all the money on the hospital bills and all this like kind of this extra stuff that had been happening that they did not account for. I don't think he accounted for her having a whole miscarriage and having to be in the hospital for like 2 days. So what I'm saying, and for him, his visa that he has, the visa he has does not allow him to work in that country. So he can't work there. So he has to go back to the US and be gone for like 2-3 months, and then he can come back or whatever. And I'm like, well, sell them damn emoji pillows, make some money. Anyway, he's packing to go back home or whatever, and he's like, I found some clean underwear, because he was up with this smelling the crotch. I'm like, you up with smelling the crotches? Like, this is nasty. Anyway, he is happy them damn sniff crotch ass the drawers was clean. Again, he like, I have to be gone for 2 months, but I'm going to come back. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't leave, we will lose the apartment and everything else. I have to go because I have to be able to pay for what we have here. And so, she's sad and she's crying, and you know what I'm saying, she's like, I don't want him to go. I want to go. Just don't go. You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid he won't come back. And he's like, I'm going to come back. I love you. I would. He coming back. Let's say that he coming back. And so he then says them losing the baby brought them closer. It made them closer together, whatever. And you know what I'm saying, I will fight for our future. And I'm like, oh Lord Jesus. And he flies back home. Darcy and Jesse. Darcy in that car riding around looking like a whole fake ass Mariah Carey. And I'm like, girl, bye. It's just kind of crazy. The fake coat, the glasses, the fake lips, it was just too much. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, I can't believe, you know what I'm saying, I came all this way for this. I can't believe he asked you to come to New York and you didn't say, well, what's the plan? Should I bring clothes? What's going to happen? And if he would say, well, no, it'll be for just a day. Well, no, bring your ass to Connecticut. I'll see you there. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do your own thing, okay? Now we see her driving in the thing or whatever. We see now him, he outside, he like smoking a cigar, looking like a whole Russian killer, okay? He's like a Russian dude who like a hitman or whatever. He may be here for that. He may be an Australian, Amsterdam hitman. Who knows? Anyway, he said I didn't want Darcy to go home all upset. So I sent her a text and told her to come to the hotel and that she can spend the day in the hotel here and she can have my room so that way she's not having to go all the way back today. I mean, it was nice, but it was some bullshit. And but she came back. She came back even though she kept on saying he can't control the situation, he can't control this breakup. But he did because you left and then still came back. Anyway, they in the room and she could see like I'm gonna take your bags upstairs, I'm gonna be nice and take your bags up, even though she's like, I don't care, the whole thing. When in the room together, she's sitting like she's Sharon Stone. I'm gonna be in New York, I'm gonna have a whole fun time here. I'm like, why are you being extra? It was just stupid. Dumb. Y'all are broken up. Why are y'all still even fucking with each other? It's the stupidest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? He telling her how he has trauma, her throwing a shoe. Shut the fuck up. That's a damn lie, okay? Then he like, you're an alcoholic or whatever. She's telling, it was just stupid. It was stupid. He's like, I just wanted to talk to you in person and give you the respect and break up with you face to face. She's like, you should just call me on the phone. I don't give a fuck about either one of them. It's the stupidest shit ever. And at this point in time, she crying. Okay, she's fully crying or whatever. He then walked out or whatever. He then booked a whole other room to stay in because again, he like, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm done. But she crying, and I swear she looked like Fire Marshal Bill from Living Color. I said that's Jim Carrey, Fire Marshal Bill's daughter. I swear to God it is. Okay, he had twins. Anyway, he's like, I need to leave because I feel like a part of my heart is here. I'm like, that's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? She like, it was such a hard day. I really, really loved him. It's so hard. So then so this is the next day. Okay. She then says, neither one of them wanted to be alone last night. We did not want to be alone last night. So he came up. The door was open. He came in or whatever. She then says, we had sex. We had sex a few times. Okay. She then said, but he wouldn't tell me when he was leaving, so I did not get to say goodbye. I said, girl, you was the last ditch booty call. Okay, he wanted that one last time before he went home. Stupid. The fuck. Okay, now he's saying how I went to her room, the door was open, she was on the floor crying. It's also crying, saying, you know what I'm saying, she's dying, she's dying and she can't live without me. I'm looking like, I believe to a certain extent both of their stories. I do believe they talked. I do believe one of them invited. I do believe some kind of way he came in her room and she had it unlocked. I do believe she was sitting around crying because she was crying. She always cried. So I do believe that. I don't know about the whole crying and saying that she was dying and she can't live without him. I don't know about that part or whatever. Anyway, he says, and I stayed and I comforted her until she was better, and I left. The producer said, well, did y'all sleep together? He says, no, she wanted to, but I didn't, and I left. And then, I'm like, she left, and then he left, and they separate ways. I'm like, y'all both dumb diddy. I'm so happy they over. You know what I'm saying? She was still crying even after that, but she then said, but I now have peace. I need you two motherfuckers to stay far away from each other, just wholeheartedly, forever away, forever and a day away. Get the fuck out. Okay, get the fuck out. Okay, last but not least, Angela and Michael. She's leaving today, and she was saying how they would have to go through all the paperwork to get him to the U.S. and how it's going to be expensive or whatever, but that's what they have to do. So they're in like the little airport or whatever, and they're hugging and kissing and hugging. Too much for me. Okay, too much for me. Even in the room before they left, she said, you want to have a quickie? No, we don't. Just go home. So when she's leaving, like, he mustered up some tears. Like, I'm like, up here fake crying. Like, he got his whole handkerchief out. It's a whole situation. I'm like, it's kind of crazy. So they're in the airport to leave, whatever. He brings up how, he's going to feel lonely with her gone, and he's going to try to be a better man for her because she makes him feel like a real man. And you are a real man, Michael. You are. Oh, I know, baby. I know, baby. And I'm going to work on myself for you, and I'm going to be better for you. Okay. So then she tells him to stay off social media. Okay, stay off social media. He then replies with her, quit smoking. Okay, no more smoking. Stop smoking. And she says, the fuck you mean? Hell no. I'm like, how you want him to do something simple like you want him to stay off social media, but you can't stop smoking? He don't want you smoking. Anyway, I don't care. Anyway, they again kissing. And it's like everyone's walking past looking like, what are they doing? Like, it would seem too much for me. Okay? For me. Anyway, so she flies off. Okay? She flies back home. Then it's like, okay, now Angela's back in the United States. Okay? And she's trying to call Michael because she's very upset. However, she can't get in contact with him. So she calls the producers who are still with him in Nigeria to talk to him, and then they give him the phone, and he's like, "Baby, what's wrong? What do you want, baby? Michael, did you take my money? What are you talking about? What? I don't get it. What's going on?" She's like, "You know what? I got home. I tried to use my debit card. It was declined, and it said that my account was empty." I'm like, "Bitch, what?" He's like, "What, baby? What? I don't. What? There's a miscommunication. What are you talking about?" I tried calling you and I couldn't talk to you, so I called the producer, whatever. And she then says how she gave him her bank card. She gave him her bank card to go to like a bank, to ATM, to take out $300. She then says, I'm assuming she did not check her account until she got back to the States. But she said when she went to get whatever money to put gas in the car, whatever, her account had $1 in it. And when she called her bank, the bank told her at the whatever bank in the other country, it was multiple transactions of $300. So she had $900 in her bank account, and now it was $1 left. How it was like 3 transactions of $300. And they all came out at the day or whatever that he had her bank card to take out just 3. He took out 9. The whole 9 she had in there. So I'm like, bitch, what? And he like, no. There must be a mistake. Have them check the summary, okay? No. I did not do that. Are you thinking that I took your money? It was so, cause he was like, he looked like he lying. I'll say that. He do look like, damn, I'm busted. I assume she would go back and then I would not talk to her. Because again, she tried to call him and he wouldn't answer. And she had to call the producer's phone and they brought him the phone. Like he didn't talk to her on his phone. So, she's like, Michael, where's my money, Michael? Did you take my money? And he's like, no, you're confused. I did not do it. Okay, I did not. There's only $1 in my account. And he's like, no, call your bank. She's like, I called my bank, and they told me there was 3 transactions of $300. That you didn't take 3, you took 9. You took all $900 I had left in my account. I'm like, $900 in Nigeria is probably like $20,000. I mean, is it a high number? I'm not sure. Anyway, he like, what I'm saying, I didn't do it. So at that point in time, she hangs up because she's pissed. And then he like, she trusts me. She know I did not do it. I did not do it. Bitch, you did it. And you did it. You did it. Either you did or you told someone else to do it. I wonder if he told someone else to do it, and then he gonna say, I didn't do it. They did it. I didn't do it. But she dumb, because why would you give your bank card to him to take money off, and then after he does it, who don't check their account after the fact? But I do wonder if they took the $300 right before she left, and then while she was flying over, they took the other 300 two more times. Like, I'm wondering if they didn't do it while she was in Niger. If maybe she, because I'm like, who don't check their account? Like, I've had a boyfriend before who I would say go to the bank and do this or whatever, because we literally a little thing. But every time, I don't care if I told him to go to the store to Family Dollar and get me a $5 pack of paper plates. When he come back to the house, I always check my account. I've always done that anytime I've given anyone my account to do anything, because you just never know. Okay, you never know. However, I would never in my entire life give a man, it's my first time knowing him, I would never give him my bank card. Not just that, I would not only not give him my bank card, I would not give him my bank card and then don't check my account when he gives me my money back. Like, I need my ATM card back, and I need the receipt that shows what's left in my account. Okay, because it better be exactly the amount that was in there minus what you took. It should have been $600 left over there, but nope. She was mad, bitch. Ooh, she was mad. So for that reason alone, I cannot wait to see the episode next week. But I'm going to end it here. It's 5:30 in the morning, people. Gotta go to bed. Peace.
These lights of love, 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 and music.